March 12th is the birthday of William Lyon Mackenzie. And presumably we should celebrate it because he's one of our heroes, right? I mean, he stood up for self-government against the stuffy conservative elite. He had his printing press thrown into Lake Ontario. He was expelled from the legislature. Eventually he played a part of the Upper Canada Rebellion. Reformers won. He had a very strange prime minister named after him. Hip hip hooray. That's all we know about him. And maybe that's all we want to know about him. It fits this narrative of Canada as a place where conservatism is stuffy, inbred, selfish, greedy, and in some odd way alien. Reform triumphs, liberalism prevails, end of story. But hang on a second, let's rewind a little bit and let's have another look at William Lyon Mackenzie. And the first thing we need to know about the man is, there's no good way of putting this, he was obnoxious. He didn't get along with anybody. Eventually, yes, reformers did triumph. They tried to bring him into the governing coalition, but he was just so irritating that they could not work with him. And that's worth bearing in mind. Yes, he tirelessly criticized an administration that needed to be criticized, but the shrillness, the offensiveness, and the frequent dubious accuracy of his claims, certainly a lot of people who objected to what he was saying had a point about the way he was saying it. And then think for a moment about the fact that kind of casually went over, he helped lead a rebellion. What is this? He took up arms against tyranny? Is this the Canadian tradition? That sounds terribly American. Next thing you know, he'll be defending the right to bear arms. And indeed he will. Just prior to the revolt in 1837, he drew up a draft constitution that firmly asserted the right of citizens to bear arms, which sounds, like the rest of the document, terribly American. By the way, this being Canada, we may celebrate him, but it's actually very hard to find a copy of the Constitution he drafted. But you start reading through, you think maybe this guy should be an American, and interestingly enough, he did at one point take out American citizenship. He was enamored of the United States, but after he lived there, he decided he hated it too. Like I said, he really didn't get along with anybody. But if we look at the man's career as it really was and consider all his beliefs, his understanding of self-government owes a lot to the American Whig tradition, which indeed owes a lot to the British Whig tradition. It's not completely alien to Canada, but it's alien to the story we tell ourselves about conservatism not really belonging here and being a thoroughly obnoxious philosophy, and all the good guys favoring big government liberalism. Mackenzie liked small government. He liked direct citizen control of the politicians. He liked the right to bear arms. And he was obnoxious. And these are all parts of the story that we ought to remember if we really want to ponder the meaning of self-government in celebrating his birthday on March 12th.